Hey Chris, this is a short video. It'll be about 10 or 15 minutes just to give you an initial look at what we're doing on the car care, the tire side. I actually recorded a video for you yesterday. It's not even a video, it's just a PowerPoint that's like an hour long. Um, it goes into much deeper detail, but this will be sort of an abridged version just to get you started. So Service Bay Builder is a family-owned and operated business. My dad started the company in 1980. Technically, it's a division of a company called ABDS, Active Business Data Service, but for your purposes, it's just Service Bay Builder. We cater specifically to the car care and retail tire industry. We have a marketing partner. We're an exclusive marketing partner for a company called ATD, American Tire Distributors, which you're going to learn a lot about. They are the largest tire wholesale company, I think, in the world. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. And this is a presentation, just a quick PowerPoint that I put together for a presentation that I gave to some ATD people. So these slides, I'm just using these slides so I don't have to recreate them. All right, and go ahead and click through to the next slide. Or actually, I'm going to make a video of this, so just keep watching. Okay, so Service Bay Builder is family-owned and operated. My dad started the company back in 1980, so we've been doing this for about 35 years, and we are based outside of Washington, D.C. in the Northern Virginia area. We have a full-scale production facility there. We do everything in-house with the exception of maintaining the mailing labels, the lists, because that's just a whole industry unto it of itself. As I mentioned earlier, we're an exclusive marketing partner with ATD. ATD has thousands and thousands of dealers. Their process is pretty simple. They go out and they sell tires to every single person that sells tires is a potential customer for ATD. They are extremely successful. They are the behemoth in the industry, and we are very fortunate to have had a really fantastic relationship with them over the years. We can do a lot of different things. In this particular video, we'll highlight two of them. But what we specialize in is a direct mail advertising program that we customize to individual stores in the retail, tire, and automobile industry. And then, that we've done this millions and millions of times. We've produced, I think this is actually over 14 million packs at this point. Okay, so just like with the process with DMOB, you and I are going to spend more time on the concept of what we're doing here. And again, I think that dovetails perfectly with what you're trying to do by getting into marketing is, sort of a unique opportunity to dive into concept. If you get concept, you can always learn process. Concept will help separate you from other people in the industry, and it does us a lot of good. So I'm going to go into great detail as to how we arrived at this particular number and the importance of it, but for the purposes of this video, we'll just sort of leave this up on the shelf and just assume that it is, gospel. The most important fact that anybody in the retail car care and or tire business needs to know is that 80 to 85% of a customer base of an individual store likely lives within a few miles, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles. I mean, it's universal. It just doesn't matter the type of store we live or we work with. There's always a radius around that store that is going to encompass about 80% of that customer base. Once you get outside of that circle, it drops off very quickly. And the main reason for that is that, tires and car care, it's a physical business. They haven't figured out a way to change oil over the internet yet. So people have to physically drive their cars, and because of that, there's just a natural limitation as to how far people are usually willing to drive. So really important fact, it really goes to why our program works. This actually gets into the process of the program. We start with a mapping system. The mapping system will help us isolate that exact radius that we discussed on the last slide. Right? So what we do for every customer is we take their store, we put it on a map, and we set up a radius around that store. And we study the homes inside of that radius. And what happens is all of these homes are broken into individual carrier routes. Carrier routes are the actual route that a guy working for the post office does every single day. So a route may have 350 houses, may have 412 houses. It all depends on density and geography and all those things. So what we do is we take these routes and we have some demographic information about them, and this really gets into some pretty decent size or pretty specific market research for these individual stores. And so we can take these routes and we can rank order them by median household income. And the biggest benefit of this map is to really allow businesses, allow these dealers to handpick their targets. The idea is that first what we want to do is we want to make sure we're mailing to the highest value targets, and I don't necessarily mean the highest value as money, but the highest value to this store, which again would certainly start within a few miles of the store. If you start mailing out beyond this circle, the likelihood of success in that mail system or that mail program is going to diminish quickly. So we want to target people that live close to the store, and then when we can, we want to target, generally speaking, we want to target higher incomes of the people who live in closer to that store. So this is a really critical part to our entire program, and the foundation of it is simply this. If you talk to the right people with a marketing program, you are significantly increasing the odds of the program working. When you talk to the wrong people with a marketing program, then you're not going to be very happy with the results. It's just the way it goes. So again, in just an effort to give you a background, we have several different products that we can do and that we produce for guys across the country. In this particular case, I'm going to highlight two of them. This is our bread and butter right here. This is called our consumer mailer package. It's the sample that you saw the other day. It's an envelope format, and inside that envelope we have a customized letter. We have customized service offers to each individual store. Right? There are times when we can, actually often, we will tie in with national promotions that major manufacturers are putting on, like Michelin and Bridgestone and Firestone and Goodyear and Continental and these types of different tire manufacturers. At the times in the calendar where we do not have those events available to us, we can make them up from scratch. We can literally invent them. So that always gives us something to go back to customers with. It always gives us more opportunities to go talk to dealers about mailing, because there's always something coming down the pike depending on the type of dealer they are, and whether they're on these individual programs for the manufacturers. We do this at 55 cents a piece out the door. That is an extremely competitive price in the marketplace for the type of piece of mail that we are producing. There are other products out there like postcards and that kind of thing, but we have found over the years that an individual mailing like this, when done properly, the vast majority of the time produces very good results. And then down here you see pre-approved for co-op. We're going to get into that more detailed, but I don't know how familiar you are with co-op, but generally what that means is that there is money that builds up from manufacturers that manufacturers are willing to give to you if you continue to advertise their products. So you see on the sample over here, you see logos of Michelin and B.F. Goodrich at the top of this piece. That is an indication that there was probably co-op involved, and Michelin will help pay for those ads if you push Michelin tires. One thing I wanted to mention on that other slide is that the consumer mail programs is what we do day in and day out. That's what you're going to get most familiar with. But another program that we have are these mirror hangers, and this is a customer retention tool. So again, in your marketing classes, you probably talked about a customer acquisition versus customer retention. Those can be different programs. Those can be different strategies. Those can be different, all kinds of things. Right? This is a really easy customer retention program, because what you're doing is you're putting one of these hangers inside of a car at the store when you give a car back to a customer. And the whole idea is that you give them a reason to come back before they even leave. It's not a big ticket item, $240. In our world, is not a big ticket item. And we can get them pre-approved for co-op, and we can go through that whole process with them. This is a really great program, and we're looking forward to using it more and more. This is a schedule of national promotions that will be offered this year from Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. This is just to give you an idea that these things are going on almost all the time. There are several different manufacturers that have schedules that look like this. Bridgestone Firestone has a schedule, Continental has a schedule, Cooper has a schedule, Goodyear has a schedule. So this just gives you an idea that these national promotions are sort of happening all the time. Again, we're not completely tied to them. It just gives us a very good reason to go back to dealers and to go to consumers to say, hey, now's a good time to try to sell some tires. Okay, you're going to learn a lot more about the co-op process. Just at this point, what I would say about the co-op process is that for dealers, it's really important because a lot of dealers have thousands of dollars that they build up in co-op, available co-op, but they don't know how to spend it because of all the different requirements the manufacturers put on. It's something that we do every day. So we have a really slick system that can help dealers access their co-op dollars, and we do all the work for them, right? We get the pieces pre-approved, and then after the mailings go, we can actually submit the co-op claim forms directly to the manufacturer for the dealer. It's a big deal because there are thousands of dealers on these co-op programs, and there is millions of dollars that is available in co-op. So basically, what we do is we fight every day to try to get as big a share, biggest part of that pie as we can. But we also have tons of dealers that don't use co-op. Either they don't build it or they use their co-op on other things. So they certainly able to buy into our program as well. So in terms of process, what you will be doing and what we'll be learning is I'm gonna teach you more about why this stuff works, teach you the concepts, and then show you the process as to how we contact dealers. And over the years, we've been very fortunate to work with hundreds of dealers. And what I see for you, and getting out of the starting gate is to just be able to give you a list of dealers that we've worked with in the past and give you an opportunity to call them to see if they would be interested in getting something going in the future. Because we have national promotions that come along, we always have good reasons to call them back, even if they haven't run with us for 2 years. It's not a total dead call because you can say, hey, we haven't worked with you in a while, but we've got a Michelin promotion coming up, and I just thought I would give you a call, touch base to see if there's something we can help you with. So we have good reasons to call people, and we have a good list of dealers, and that's where I think we're going to want you to start. You can definitely check out our website, which is sbbpromo.com. That will give you some more information about what we're doing. All right, so we'll use that as sort of an intro to the program, and obviously we'll dive into all of the details in much greater detail. All right, thanks. Talk to you soon.